Hi! So you did it! You landed your first audiobook. The contract signed, the manuscript's on your desk. This is the moment you've worked for. But instead of excitement, you feel this nagging doubt in the pit of your stomach every time you look at the microphone. Can I really do this? What if the author tells me I'm doing it all wrong? What if people out there say that I'm rubbish? What if my sound quality is poor when compared with others? What if... You'll have lots of doubts. It's understandable. It's normal. I did. I still do sometimes. But what if I told you the secret to a magnetic performance isn't about having a perfect voice? What if it's about one simple shift in how you think? Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, one sentence at a time. In this video, I'm going to tell you about the 5 key strategies that you need to adopt to help you build confidence quickly and find the authenticity that hooks listeners from your very first word. So stick with me to the end. I've got some big tips to give you. Tip 1. Implement a mindset shift. The single biggest thing tripping up new narrators is the feeling that you're on stage. You can imagine this huge, faceless audience judging every word, every breath, every tiny mistake. Sitting there in their armchairs with frowns on their faces, shaking their heads. But your goal is to serve the story and the listener. Your job is to channel the emotions, the tension, and the rhythm that the author put on the page. When you pour all your energy into the story becomes the star, not you. So here's the most critical shift you need to make. Stop being a performer and start being a storyteller. Stop thinking about your voice and start thinking about your listener. When you're narrating, I want you to see a picture of one single person. They're not an audience, they're a friend you're sharing an incredible story with. Imagine you're sitting across a coffee table from them, and your only job is to tell them a story, to read to them. This instantly makes the whole thing feel intimate and personal, not like some terrifying grand performance. When you focus on the what, the story, the how of your delivery becomes natural and authentic. In time, you won't even need to think about it. You're not giving a lecture, you're having a conversation. And that is what hooks a listener. Tip 2. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Confidence isn't magic, it's the natural result of being competent and prepared. When you know you've done the work, you naturally remove any sources of anxiety. Mic fright isn't just a fear of the mic, it's a fear of the unknown. So preparation is how you make the unknown known. So first, and this is non-negotiable, read the entire book before you start recording. You have to know the full arc of the story and the characters. For all you know, that nice quiet guy from chapter 2 might be the main villain in chapter 20. Knowing that lets you plant subtle seeds in your performance, without of course giving the game away, that will pay off big for the listener. Second, do your homework. As you read, make a list of any words, names or places you aren't sure how to pronounce. Bad pronunciations are one of the fastest ways to pull a listener out of the story and kill your credibility. So look them up. You'll find most of them on YouTube, but if the author is accessible, send them a list of any that you can't find. This one step could save you hours of re-recording or patching up. And by the way, the same goes if it is a non-fiction work without characters and dialogue. And for books with people and dialogue, decide how you're going to play each specific character. You can only do that once you've read the whole book first and you know where the story is heading and what part each character is going to play in it. How will you deliver their voice and the manner in which they communicate in order to accurately reflect their personality, motives, and objectives? Then there are accents. You can't be expected to do every different accent perfectly, but if you know a character is from, say, Indonesia, or Zimbabwe, or Turkmenistan, or a particular region of the UK or the US, then research the accent and give it a go. Practice it. You'll be amazed at how much you can find out by searching for any accent on YouTube. Don't feel you have to be perfect, but make a decent effort at it that you feel at least reasonably happy with and you think is convincing enough for your listeners. And remember, not everyone with a particular accent sounds exactly the same, so there is no perfect way to deliver an accent. So don't get hung up about it. Just do your best. Third, prepare your instrument. Your voice is a physical tool and it needs maintenance. Always do vocal warm-ups. I do that simply by reading a page out loud before I start to get into my stride and get my voice running smoothly. Stay hydrated with room temperature water or herbal tea. Cold drinks constrict your vocal cords. And remember that your body is part of your instrument. Good posture supports your breath and your voice. Finally, build your stamina. Narrating is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to record for 8 hours on your first day, or frankly on any day. Start with shorter sessions, maybe 2 hours max, and take regular breaks. I tend to narrate for up to 4 hours in a day, usually including reviewing and correcting my recording to make sure it is word perfect. And then I go to my office and edit what I have recorded, which gives me a change of scene and activity. So don't be afraid to pace yourself. By preparing the text, your knowledge, and your body, you get rid of the variables that create anxiety. You're no longer walking into the unknown, you're walking into a space you've prepped and are ready to work in. Now, at this point, may I remind you to hit that like button, please, if you're finding this video helpful so far. Every like helps the channel to grow, so I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Tip 3, be decisive. Commit yourself. One of the clearest signs of a confident narrator is decisiveness. It's making a choice and committing to it. No hesitation, no apologies. The temptation for new narrators is to play it safe with a vague read. That is a mistake. Make a choice and go for it. Find clues in the text, decide on a direction, and perform it with conviction. Get into the emotion of the story, as if it were really happening, and not to the character in the book, but to you. Be bold. Get to know your characters and don't be afraid to play them with drama that is convincing and sounds like a real person in a real situation. And to do that, put yourself in the character's shoes. For example, if someone was accusing you of something that you didn't do, how would you react? How would you defend your position? Thinking about that in depth and really getting your head into the story will help you to play the role with realism that will captivate and convince your listeners. And of course, if you are prepared properly by reading the entire book before you started narrating it, as we said, you will already have formed an image of the character and how to play them appropriately without perhaps going over the top with the drama and thereby making it sound unrealistic. Tip 4. Make mistakes. Yes, you heard me right. Whether you like it or not, you will make mistakes, so just accept it. Mistakes happen to every single professional, frequently. The polished audiobook you hear is the result of hours of recording and editing. A mistake isn't a failure, it's just a moment that needs correcting. Modern recording and editing software make it incredibly easy to punch in and re-record a line, so every so-called mistake can be corrected and rescued. It's no big deal. If you're going to worry about making mistakes, you won't be relaxed and your delivery will sound tight and indecisive. Besides, some imperfections, like a slight catch in the voice or a natural breath, are what make a performance human and authentic, not like an AI robot. Next time you make a mistake, think about this statement. Every time you stumble, you're not failing, you're learning. Tip 5. Learn to love your voice. Almost everyone hates their own voice at first. You have to record yourself and listen back, not just to criticise, but to get comfortable with your unique vocal instrument. Your voice is your voice. Embrace it, quirks and all, because that's what makes your narration yours and different from anyone else's. And if you feel you just have to make your voice sound different for a particular character, lower or higher for example, remember that there are effects in Audacity and no doubt every other recording and editing software too that are really effective. Check out my other videos on lowering or raising the pitch of your voice. I've provided the links to them in the notes below. Now, when you play back your recording to review it before you take it to the editing stage, you'll feel a bit empty and anxious because at that point it will be far from perfect. But if you know that you've read the manuscript accurately, word for word, you've put the right intonation in the right places, you have pronounced everything correctly, then once you've edited it and got the pace and the pauses right, and ironed out the background noise and so on, you'll be amazed at how good it sounds. Is that really me? You'll be asking yourself. Okay, so these strategies are the bedrock of confident narration. It's a process of shifting your mindset, doing thorough preparation, committing to your choices, forgiving your mistakes, and learning to love your voice. Now, in the notes to this video below, you will find links to other videos that are relevant to this one. They are from my How to Create an Audiobook in 6 Steps series, and they will take you into a deeper dive on the points that I've made here. And of course, they're all free. So please check them out and subscribe to my channel for more videos on all things audiobooks and audiobook production. And remember, the only way to build confidence as a narrator is to get in the booth and narrate. Start before you feel ready. Record that first chapter, make mistakes, learn from them. The more you do it, the more that microphone will change from an object of fear into a trusted tool, an instrument that lets you tell amazing stories. You were hired for a reason. They picked you. Trust that. Trust the process and go and tell your story. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. Good luck and see me again soon. Bye for now.